Hey y'all, it's your girl Jada J. What's up? What's up? I haven't seen you guys in the longest. How y'all doing, my lovely has and have nots people? Cause we not with the fluffy was wrong no more. At least not until September. All right, it's all about the haves and the have nots. So I want to say right off the top, I'm supposed to be doing shout outs at some point. Okay, so at some point we will get. I am gonna try and get to them at the end of this review. And hopefully it shouldn't be too long. Now, I want to say also that this was a good episode. Um, at some points, I wanted a little bit more, but then I don't know if that's maybe just me being greedy and not wanting to wait for the rest of the episodes because we got some more episodes coming this season. There was just some things that I was like, oh, we could have had a little bit more right there, Tyler, and maybe a little less right there. You know what I mean? The dialogue wasn't really bad tonight. It was just like, do we really need all of that? That's kind of it, and because this was more of a feel, like y'all know what the heck I'm talking about. Let's not trying to make me look crazy. It was a feel like that scene with Benny, Hannah, and QJ, and I'm mad at Tyler because I knew it. I knew it. At first, I was like, nah. Okay, because Tyler, right after, if you guys didn't know, after that episode, I think it might have been the same night or the next day, Tyler had released a video saying that, he wanted to kind of put out there what happens when adults put kids in the middle of their crossfire. And you have all this gang violence and kids are getting shot. He wanted to show that that's what happens when grown-ups aren't acting like they're grown-ups. And they put kids in the middle and kids end up hurt. So, okay, I seen that video, but I said, okay, maybe he's saying that because, okay, we still get to see what happens because QJ got shot. But then, okay, it's going to take some time to recover, but QJ will be in school by next semester or something like that. But no, not Tyler. Not our Tyler, everybody. Not our Tyler. So we opened up right there. Okay. But before I get into that, I want to say that I disliked Veronica even more tonight. Which is a surprise to me because I didn't think that could happen ever. Okay. No, I'm just being petty now. I've never liked her, but now I'm just, you like to hate, you like to dislike Veronica. We're not going to say love to hate. We're going to say like to dislike. Okay. Jeffrey got on my nerve. And I want to explain that a little bit because we'll get into all that. Candace got on my nerve tonight. Let's just go ahead and get into it. So I'm calling this until I'm going to check and see because I could be wrong right now. This is the Haves and Have Not Season 5, Episode 12, The Fallout from War. Okay, but I will check this just to see what's going on because I never like to mislead you guys, even if I do it by accident. Okay, so I'm going to confirm that before, so it might be different than what I'm saying right now. So just flow with me, all right? Sorry, 3 minutes in and still not saying anything. All right, so the Haves and Have Not Season 5, Episode 12, The Fallout from War. So we open up where we left off last season in the freaking hotel room. The bullet holes all in the bathroom door where Hannah and QJ took cover. So Benny's up. He's like, Mama. She opens the door. Hold on, y'all, cause I wasn't even ready. Somebody's fired. Just because. That's my cousin. What do you mean? I'm feeling upset right now. Somebody's fired. So she opens the door. Hold on, y'all, because I'm upset, and then I'm hurt by it, and I'm trying to remember that this is just a TV show, and that kid, he's okay, all right, but QJ ain't. So she comes out the bathroom, and she's holding him. She's got him like this. They're both covered in blood, and it's kind of just dead weight because he's, there's no movement or anything. And Benny's like, "Oh my God, Mom, like, give him to me." But first he's like, Mama, are you shocked? Because he sees QJ. He kind of, but he's still in shock about it too. Because he's like, come on, Mama, we got to call an ambulance. When, obviously, not. And so Hannah was in shock too. Because it was like she couldn't let him go. Because Benny is asking. It was kind of getting my nerve too. Because I was, no, let me stop. Because I understood it. But I was like, no, let him call it. But she wouldn't let him go. And he's like, come on, Mama, give him to me, give him to me. And then he goes, Mitch, call an ambulance, call an ambulance. So Mitch calls the ambulance. He's like, yeah, we need an ambulance here down at the Fountain Drop Hotel. He's like, what do you mean? We have somebody shot here. Well, how long is it going to take? Because in that part of the neighborhood, the cops like to act funny. Like certain people are worth saving. The other ones they can wait a few hours or so. You know what I'm saying? That was that. So Benny's like, nah, it's all right, man. He was like, it's all right, little man. We're going to get you to the hospital. You're going to be all right. And Hannah, she's over there crying. Everybody's in shock, including me. Because I seen the previews and everything. I seen everything that the previews had teased. And I was just like, dang, come on, Tyler. You got to come through with something else. But when the door opened, and then he goes, Mama, they shot him in the head. I was just done right there. I'm not crying, everybody, because I don't cry. All right. Just some allergies and something is in the air and everything. Somebody must be chopping onions around here. Somebody's chopping onions. So he goes, Mama, let him go. Like, let him go. And so she finally does. She's like, it's too late, Benny. It's too late. Because he's like, I'm going to call an ambulance. She's like, it's too late. So QJ is dead, everybody. And I hate that. I really hate that they did that, because the character was just developing, and we're going to see him going to school and everything. And I really thought this kid was going to grow with the show. So it's very disappointing. I just don't think he needed to die. And I see what message Tyler was trying to, kids getting caught in the crossfire. And I'm not trying to tell him how to write the show, because it's a fantastic show. I'm just saying, could he have been injured and that message could have still been loud and clear? Why you gotta, I don't know. I'm upset. Then we switch to Jeffrey. Remember last season, Melissa, we find out for sure, because remember, I think it was me and the Jedi, and there was somebody else saying we weren't sure if people were saying that she slit her wrist, but we weren't sure if she tried to perform an abortion or what was going on. Some people did say that they seen, when the camera went down to her, they seen that she slit her wrist. I didn't see that. So yes, she did. So Jeffrey gets out of the bed, is all bloody. And he's like, Melissa, why did you do this? Why did you do this? And she was like, I thought that I could hurt myself to save everyone else. And, she could barely talk because she's losing so much blood. She's delirious. And he's like, and then Jeffrey calls the ambulance. He's like, oh my goodness. And then, so he's like, yeah, I need an ambulance here. Yeah, there's a girl here. She's losing a lot of blood. She tried to commit suicide. Yeah, she slit her wrist. But before he does that, hangs up the phone. He's like, yes, thank you. Goes in he's like, okay, hold on, don't move. Goes to the bathroom, grabs like some cloths, and is trying to put pressure on her wrist. And she's like, no, stop, like, just let me die and all that. He's like, no, stop moving. You gotta stay still. And she's like, don't try and act like you care about me. He's like, Melissa, she goes, you hate me. He goes, I don't hate you, Melissa. He was like, talk about your mother. What about your mother? She goes, my mother is just like yours. And he goes, okay, that's fine. That means you have something to live for, right? And then she passes out. She's unconscious. And he's like, oh my God. He's like, come on, Melissa. And he's like, Mom. And then he's like, come on, Melissa, wake up. Mom. And then she's not answering at all. So he goes into Veronica's room, because now Melissa's just like, he's like, dang it. And he runs out of the room, goes to Veronica. And he's like, Mom. And she's like, what do you think this is? Can't you see I'm trying to sleep? What do you want? She was like, and please put some bass in your tone. I was like, are you kidding me? Anyway, so she gets up. She's like, why are you all bloody? What's wrong? And she starts feeling herself to see if he tried to kill her in her sleep. And she goes, what's wrong? What did you do? Is the baby okay? He's like, it's Melissa. She slit her wrist. She goes, that witch. And then she's like, I can't believe this. Gets out of the bed. They go over there. All right. Okay. Yeah, she goes in there, and so she's smacking her around. She's like, witch, come on, witch, wake up and all this. And he's like, stop, mom. Like, just stop. And she's like, don't tell me what to do. Like, I'll do whatever I want to do. And then she goes, what did you do, Jeffrey? What did you do? He was like, me? Are you kidding me? She was like, you're the one talking about you like all these sweaty ASS men all over you and all that. He was like, mom, that has nothing to do with this. This was all you from the beginning. This was all you. And she goes, you know what? Shut the heck up, Jeffrey. He goes, no, you shut the F up. He said the F word and they bleeped it out. I said, I'm done with Jeffrey. He said, no, you shut the F up. Okay, I'm done. I'm sorry. Were y'all expecting that? Because I just thought he was gonna say, shut the heck up, because she said H-double hockey sticks. So I'm like, okay, he said no. He said, no, you shut the F up. They bleeped it out, but it had the same effect for me. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, and then she looked up like that too. She was like, who are you talking to? Who are you talking to? She was like, don't be telling me to shut up, Jeffrey. Don't be telling me to shut up. He was like, stop hitting her. She just kept smacking her. She was like, wake up, witch. Wake up and all this. And she was like, and then she literally grabs her by her neck. She's like, I will slap her anytime I want. She just keeps doing it. And she goes, call an ambulance. He's like, I already did that. She's like, well, call them again. Call them again. Because my unborn grandchild, you know what I'm saying, she's just crazy. She's like, better not be nothing wrong with this baby. Then as he's on the phone, she goes, witch. She goes, die, witch. Die. Because if you do, I'm going to make the life of your entire family a living Ichidaba hockey sticks. Die, witch. And just all in her ear. I felt like she had hot breath. Did anybody else? No shade to Angela Robbins. Appreciate you, girl. But we talking about Veronica. Okay, I do not appreciate her. So he's on the phone. He's like, stop that, mom. Stop hitting her. He's like, yeah, I called for an ambulance here. Okay, you guys are close. Okay, how far? All right. And then she goes, and if you tell me to shut up one more time, Jeffrey, he goes, shut up. And then and then she just kept looking at him. He was like, stop that, stop hitting her. And she just grabbed her by her shirt. And then she just keep doing it. And then at one point he's like, stop. And she just keeps doing it. And then she's like, I'm trying to save her life. He was like, well, that's not helping. So just stop. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're doing it for fun at this point. And then she's like, this witch ruining my $1,100 sheets. And then Jeffrey is like, she tried to kill herself. She was like, okay, and? And then so he's still on the phone, and they're like, okay, is she breathing? He's like, yeah, she's got a heartbeat. And then so I guess they tell him to put pressure on it so she doesn't keep bleeding out. And then so Veronica, so he's like, come on, mom, I'll grab this wrist, you grab the other one. And she's like, what? Oh my goodness. And she starts walking away. He's like, where are you going? And she's like, I'm going to get some gloves. I don't want her blood all over me. Are you serious, Veronica? Are you serious? You picked this time to do all of that. By the way, I feel like I'm missing something, so I'm not trying to hold you guys up, but I'm trying to think. Oh yeah. He goes, her dad had cancer. She goes, no. He goes, her dad died. Like, while you're being like, no compassion at all, no sympathy. Her dad died. She goes, the BASTRD had cancer. He was gonna die. She was like, are you that dumb, witch? Did you really kill yourself because of that? And then she's like, I should have chosen another girl. Then we switch to Candace at the hotel. Okay, she is outside Erica's room. She texts Erica. By the way, I do want to say Tika was looking flawless. Okay, I do want to say that. Didn't really like the dress, but, too much up here going on. But this sister is representing for the sisters, all right? Now, if y'all don't know, she is with the Officer Justin. And by the way, no, I'm going to say that to them. She's with Officer Justin in real life, which is Nicholas James. And they actually just made their relationship public on Father's Day. Because, she had a baby, Ella Loren. And she put out a Happy Father's Day post and, you know how he's a good father and things like that and all of that. So just in case you guys didn't know, just a little backstory, they are together in real life. Um, but this sister looked flawless. Okay, like she looked almost like me. You know, I'm just not almost, not quite. You know what I mean? Anyway, so yeah. So she's outside Erica's time. She gonna text Erica. She's like, "Oh, are you alone?" No, they're not on the phone. So Erica's like, yeah, where are you?" She's like, "Open the door." So she goes over there and opens the door. Candace comes in. This one kind of long, so I'm gonna try and condense it. We needed everything, but I'm just saying. So she's like, "Hey, girl, how was your night?" She's like, "Boring." Now, I would say to you, I think we've all been saying that we think Candace has been suspicious of Erica from the beginning, but if you're, I don't really get that though, because Candace, she is the type to keep friends close, enemies closer, but at the same time, I don't really think that she knows Erica is plotting against her, so I don't really know where that suspicion comes in. Is it just because you're a fellow con artist and we're all supposed to be suspicious of each other because we're in the same profession? Like, I don't know. She acts suspicious of Erica, but then you act like you don't know nothing, Candace. It's a little frustrating for me. Now, yeah, so she goes in there and Erica's like, "So how was your night?" She goes, "It was boring or whatever, really slow, not having much to do." And she goes, "Are you serious, girl? Because there are a lot of heavy hitters at this hotel." She was like, presidential candidates and Secret Service. She goes, "You didn't get any of them?" And she goes, "Presidential candidate." She goes, "Yeah, girl, Charles Frederickson is staying here." She goes, "Is he?" She's like, "Yeah." She goes, "And guess what? David knows him." She's like, "Oh, really?" She's like, "Yeah, they were down, like, in the lobby the other day. They said hi to each other." Like, she's trying to act like she got it. You know what I'm saying? They said hi to each other. Like, yeah, my man knows him. Like, it's nothing. And she goes, so, wait a minute. Yeah, so she goes, "Oh, well, wait a minute, Candace. I thought you were actually staying at the fountain drop." She goes, "No, no. Why would I be staying there?" She goes, "Oh, okay. Well, then where are you staying?" She's like, "I'm staying here." She's like, "Oh," because remember she told Ward she didn't know where Candace was. She knows she was at the hotel, but she doesn't know where she was staying at. So she's trying to pull all this information, which is almost like pulling teeth because Candace is acting suspicious of her. So she's not giving her answers right away, but she's giving her answers, which is like, what are you doing? So yeah, she's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be staying here." She goes, "Oh, well, I would let you stay here, but I don't know when David's gonna be coming back." She goes, "No, no, no, I'm not talking about staying here in this room. I have a room." And she's like, "Oh, well, you did that by yourself?" She goes, "A guy downstairs, he was drinking right at the bar, so right before he walked out, I took his key and unlocked the door. And then she goes, "I probably have until the morning before housekeeping finds out." She goes, "Well, you are resourceful." She goes, "You know me, girl." She's like, "Yeah, I do." Um, And so her phone ring, Candace's phone ring. She goes, "Who's that?" She's like, "It's Benny." She's like, "You're not gonna pick up your phone?" She's like, "Nah, because he'll want to know where I'm at, and then he'll want me to come back to the fountain drop, and I'm not going back to the fountain drop." She goes, "Yeah, the girl, that place is the dump." She's like, "Yeah, tell me about it. Like, I know." And so she's like, "So anyway, how long are you gonna be staying?" She goes, "I don't know, but I'll let you know, okay?" And like she's doing faces like that and everything. Like, I'm like, "Girl, what is wrong with you?" Like, you know what I mean? Which, by the way, I think that is really Tika because if you see her, like, as an actress, she just does that. Like, she's got a lot of different facial expressions. Like, she's mastered the freaking hate that witch, just die. You know what I mean? She's mastered that. Or just the freaking beneath me look. She's got that on. Go ahead, Tika. Because even in I didn't see Southside with You yet. I haven't been to the movies in ages. But, and everything, my friends don't even like watching movies like that. So it's like pulling teeth anyway. But I do want to say that. It's on Netflix. I don't have Netflix, but I'll figure something. And just in that clip where she's telling Obama, this is not a date. She's like giving a lot of emotion in her face. I just wanted to point that out because it annoys me because Candace and I have a sister. You get on my nerves, but she's still my sister type of relationship. So sometimes the faces annoy me, but I'm like, go ahead, Tika. So she's got this actress, a lot of different facial expressions. All right. So yeah, she's like, I'll let you know, okay? And then she's like, all right. So she goes, "Anyway, so how's it going with you and David? How's that going with you guys?" And she's like, "Things are going." And then she actually looks at the bed. So I thought Candace she picked up on it, but she didn't because then she goes, "So have you two did this, that, and the third yet?" All right. And she's like, "Yes." Actually, we have. And she goes, oh, you know, oh. And then Erica's like, what's that? She goes, I don't know. He just reminds me of like an old civil rights leader. I'm glad I don't have to mess with him. And I'm sitting up there like, what? So then Erica's like, girl, I know you ain't gonna believe it, but he's got the body of an athlete and the stamina of one too. I said, get her out of here. Okay, because y'all know David is like the godfather to me, so we don't need to be talking about grandpa. Nah, I'm not saying it in a mean way, but we ain't talking about David. Like, we ain't talking about nobody like that in the beginning, but David. So then Candace is like, yeah, okay, like, unless you have a bucket for me, please stop. Okay, she didn't say that, but it was along those lines. And I actually wrote that she said I want a bucket in the scene. I wrote that, but Tyler took it out. The Jedi will tell you he was actually on set that day. Tyler wasn't on set because the Jedi said no, I will not be on set with Tyler. So when he wasn't on set, the Jedi was. You know what I'm saying? You know I'm gonna have to roll with the big brother over Unc. So we were on set, and I said I want that written in. Okay. Tyler duped me. All right. She goes, yeah, girl, I'm sorry. I really hate to ask this, but I need to borrow another. And Erica's like, what? What is it? She's like, I just had deja vu. She goes, what are you talking about? She goes, back to when I had nothing. She goes, this happened to me once before. I lost my apartment, my clothes, everything. She goes, I can't believe this is happening right now. And then Erica goes, no looking back, right? She goes, girl, I had millions. And then she goes, I know. She goes, dang. She goes, well, girl, borrow any dress you want, except for the yellow one on the right. I need that one. So when Candace goes to the closet, okay, Erica gets on the phone and starts texting Warlock. Oh, War, she's in my room. So Warlock is like, we got a problem. She's like, what are you talking about? He says, I rolled up at the hotel and I'm one of my boys, and there was a shootout. We were shooting up the place because we gangsters and thugs and stuff, and we fake then a mug and I'm being told that was actually added in later on. Okay, yeah, because I know that's in there. All right, look it over. So yeah, he goes, and one of my boys caught wind that her son is dead. And then Erica actually texts back, what the F? Are you serious? What are you talking about? He's like, yeah, so it's too hot right now. I can't come over there, but let me know in a couple hours what she's doing. So it was a little like, wow, through that text message, you really don't even really feel bad because he's still on that same, well, just let me know in a couple, it's too hot. I just can't come because I don't want to get arrested. But let me know what she's doing in a couple hours because I will come see the witch still. You know what I'm saying? And Erica tried to give us this little fake, she feels some type of sympathy for, I'm over her. You know what I'm saying? We've been over Erica. We all said she was snaky in the beginning. And then we find out she's sugary in this episode tonight, and that Candace used to be sugary, or at least what they implied. But wait, technically we knew about Candace because remember, go back. Was that 2 seasons ago when Jeffrey and her loved that scene, by the way, because it was just black. You know what I'm saying? And they were in there talking like they was best friends. Hate that it's not like that with them no more because it's Candace, but it's Jeffrey too. So that friendship is kind of going downhill. But remember that scene where Jeffrey asked her, he was like, have you ever dipped into that pond? And she was like, huh? And then he was like, oh, snap. And they had their little thing. It's been confirmed, all right? So, yeah, she gets off the phone with Warlock. Candace comes out the closet. She was up in that closet. She comes out of the closet with the dress. She's like, yeah, girl, can I have this one? She's like, yeah, you know, we girls and everything. You borrow anything you want, whatever. So then she's like, all right, well, hold on a second. Yeah, she comes out. She's like, yeah, girl, borrow what you want. She goes, who are you texting? She's like, oh, it's just David. She's like, we're just saying goodnight. She was like, goodnight. She goes, you're not falling for him, are you? She's like, no, girl, of course not. And then she's like, so are you going to talk to your brother? She goes, no, actually, I'm not. Mitch and him have both been trying to reach out to me. So I'm just going to stop using my phone and get a bat phone. And I'm like, which? All this time, they're trying to tell you that your son is in the morgue. And you're not picking up the phone. I can't. Okay. She goes, you know the number to my bat phone, right? She's like, yeah. And then she's like, okay, well, I'll call you later. And then she's like, wait, let me get a hug. And so Candace is like, okay. And so they hug, and then Erica almost looks like she's about to cry. And I was like, get her out of here. So then Candace is like, all right, girl, so I'll call you later. And she's about to walk away. She goes, wait, are you sure you don't want to stay here tonight? And then she goes, I thought you said David. She's like, no, I mean, just for right now, you know. And then she's like, and she gives this look, I can't even do it. It was like, Erica? And then she goes, for old time's sake. And I said, I know we ain't. Tyler done sugared her up. And then Candace was like, I'll call you, okay? Like, nah, which, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm too good. You know what I'm saying? I appreciated it, because that, nah, we not doing that. Okay, Tyler already does too much with it already. When she said for old times, it took me a second, because I was like, that can't be what I think it is. But then I knew how Candace was thinking. I don't know if she was trying to play it off or not, or what was going on. Anyway, we are getting that Erica feels bad about QJ being dead. Alright. Okay, fine. Then we switch to David. He's at the hotel bar. Oscar comes in. He's like, man, can I buy you a drink or whatever? David is like, yeah, whoop-de-whoop-de-woo. I'm reviewing. So yeah, yeah, he tells David. Yeah, he goes, can I buy you a drink or whatever? David is like, yeah. Are you okay? He's like, but are you okay? And then Oscar's like, I'm alright. What about you? He goes, I really don't want to talk about it. And then, so Oscar's like, man, tell me what's going on. Maybe I can help you. He's like, so you're an asset recovery man and a counselor. And he's like, well, actually, I'm just trying to avoid talking about my situation. So he was like, well, I don't want to talk about mine either, but maybe when I get to the bottom of this glass. So he's like, all right. And he goes, oh, by the way, thanks for the Jim Cryer referral. And he's like, oh, yeah, well, by the way, what's he having you doing? And I thought almost that Oscar was going to be like, you know, it's confidential or whatever. But nah, he tells him, he's like, he's trying to get me to locate his son, which I have, and then get the $12 million from him. And he goes, that should be a nice payday for you. He goes, yeah, but it's always usually more difficult to try and the guys are more difficult because if they ain't, then they don't usually trust me. So he goes, is Wyatt? And so he goes, no, like, I don't think so. And he's like, dang it, just my luck. And he's like, I didn't know you were into that sort of thing. He's like, nah, just do it for the trust so I can get what I need to get and be out. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, I'm usually able to flirt enough to make it happen. And he goes, but Wyatt does have a mean drug problem. So if you want that $12 million, you need to hurry up before he spends it all up. And he's like, yeah, well, I told Jim it's going to take a little bit, but I should be able to get the money. So he's like, all right. And then he goes, well, it looks like you're at the bottom of your drink, so tell me what's going on. He's like, I think I blew it with Erica. And he's like, what are you talking about? He was like, yeah, I really wanted to, you know, be with her and everything like that, but I just don't think she's going for me. You know, we might have went too fast and all this, that. And so he's telling him, he goes, what do you mean you wanted to be with her? And then he's, you know, looking at him or whatever. And he's like, oh, all right. So he's like, oh, so she stopped you. He's like, yeah. And all this other stuff that we don't need to get into. But he's telling him, and he almost tried to imply at one point that David may have forced himself on her. And then he was like, man, who do you think I am? He was like, I don't know. You know? And David is like, it wasn't that. So then he's telling him, he's like, you need to slow down because you just got out of a divorce with the woman who was the apple of your eye. He's like, yeah, man, I know all that. He goes, but I am not a woman. He's like, yeah, but you're a divorced man, which still leaves you vulnerable. You need to slow down and pump the brakes. He's like, well, me and her are not in love. You know, we're just having fun. He's like, all right, that's what you're saying now, but I'm saying, he's like, just slow down, all right? He's like, shield your heart. He goes, my heart is not the problem. It's another part of my anatomy. That's the issue. I said, get David out of here now. Okay, because I didn't write that. You guys know I don't write that type of thing. Okay. He tells him, slow down, pay attention. And then he gets a text. It's Erica. He goes, is that her? He's like, yeah. You know, she said, I hope you got home safe. And he goes, don't text back. But when she sends a picture, he goes, she just did. And he's like, no, you can't text back because you got to let her know. He goes, why not? He's like, let her know that your mind is wandering. He's like, I'm not playing these games. And he's like, well, that's how you do it. He was like, well, I'm old school. He goes, well, old school is obsolete. He goes, because vintage is always appreciated. I said, okay, David, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, but you not even really that old school because you just laying up, David. You know what I'm saying? That's not, you just shacking up and everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? Anyway. So Jim comes up. He's like, oh, hey, David. He's like, yeah, you know Oscar. He's like, yeah, you know, get me a bourbon double or whatever it was. A bourbon straight or something. David is looking. He goes, what the heck is she doing here? It's Candace. So, you know, Candace, she ain't about to walk away from no stare down or whatever, or a showdown or whatever. So she just be like, you know, and just all that, you know, just Candace. And so then Jim is like, apparently, you know, what she does best. And then Oscar goes, she's very good at that. And Jim goes, oh, so you had her too? He's like, yeah. So he was like, I guess David is probably the only one perhaps in this room that has not. And then David is like, and I will never. He goes, hey, don't knock it till you try it. And I was like, get Oscar and Jim out of here with this weird bonding over Candace moment that they're having. And then so he's like, Miss Young. And then David goes, please don't call her over here. And then Oscar's like, oh, please do. He goes, oh, Miss Young. So she gets her purse and walks on over there like it's not even a problem. He goes, how the heck are you? No, she goes, well. And then David goes, Miss Young. She goes, Mr. Old. And then, you know what I'm saying? I hate that she does that, but it's fair enough because David, and I told, when David was doing all this yak, I was like, David, shut up. Because she about to try and expose Jeffrey. That is what Candace got on my entire last nerve. Because first of all, I knew she was gonna do that because you didn't have any other cards to pull, and you wanted to leave there with your poker face. So you thought, why not just expose my friend? When first of all, it annoyed me because from the beginning, Jeffrey was like, I want to at least call my father and let him know what's going on. But then I don't even get to tell my father about what happened because you told him in a moment of freaking sarcasm and childishness. If that's a word, my business. Like, I just don't get why that would just get on my entire last nerve. And then now David want to come talk to Jeffrey. So now he gonna be an accomplice because we know David ain't going to the cops. So I'd be like, why would you even bring my dad into the situation just because you got upset that he was calling you dumb and all of that? That's not my problem. That's how I would have been if I was Jeffrey, because he's gonna find out now. Like, how did you find that out, Dad? Only Candace's name is plastered all over the news. They just want Jeffrey for questioning. They got a warrant for her arrest. So now I guess you trying to drag Jeffrey down with you. I don't appreciate it. First of all, the situation should be, that's why they shouldn't even be partners in crime, because Jeffrey and her are just so whack. That is just so crazy. First of all, there's too many I. We both did this. Everything is we. Every single, if you going to sleep, no, we going to sleep. You know what I'm saying? It's we. Everything is we now. You know what I'm saying? Because we staying out of jail together, we going to jail together. So I don't really like how they had that mentality of where I could maybe try and save me, but if they gotta go down or whatever, I don't really know what to do about that. That's getting on my nerve with them. So anyway, sorry. Candace is like, oh, no, let me get to it. We ain't even at that part. It just got on I had got a little ahead of myself, alright. So he's like, oh yeah, how are you? She was like, oh, I'm as good as I look. And he goes, yes, you are. And she goes, you know, I let you see me. I've actually been watching you guys across the bar for a while. He goes, it's not like you to hide, is it? That's not your personality. She goes, no, it's not. And then he's like, oh, all right. Wait a second. Oh no, David goes, perhaps avoiding prison is. And she goes, prison? He goes, yes, there's actually a warrant out for your arrest. She goes, they have to find me first. And he goes, being that I'm an officer of the court, I could actually make a citizen's arrest. And then she's like, you have handcuffs? And Jim is like, I actually have some right now in my back pocket. She goes, yeah, me too. And I also have them in photos as well. He goes, oh no, but you don't, do you? He goes, you see, David, actually the police ended up getting all the photos that Miss Young was using here to blackmail me, and now they have them. So that's just crazy, isn't it? And he goes, are they now in the possession of the police? And he goes, yes, they are. And he goes, also, she killed someone and buried them in her backyard. What? Yeah, Jasmine. Thank you. And she goes, yeah, buried someone in the backyard. She goes, David, you might know him. He was at that party that we had. His name was Quincy Witch, if you remember. He goes, oh, yeah, but he said the B word. He goes, I do remember, because he was like, he was like, what's your name? He goes, I'm Quincy. He goes, no, what did he say? No, he was like, who are you, or something like that. He was like, Quincy. And then he's like, and he's like, Quincy what? He was like, it's Quincy Witch. And then so Jim was like, okay, Quincy Witch. And then they went in the study and Jim got beat up. I don't even want to call it a fight because he just got stomped. He goes, yeah, it was him. And he goes, really? That was his name? Hold on a second. He goes, wait a minute. Because Oscar's chimed in at this point, but my notes got disorganized. He goes, wait a minute, what guy was... Oh, yeah, Oscar goes, wait a minute, what guy was this one? She goes, you know the one who beat you up before you ran out of the house like a little witch and left him to kill me? He goes, oh, that guy. He was like, so how the heck did you escape him? And then she goes, I had some help. And that's when I got really upset right there because David was antagonizing her. Okay, which, so what? That's all you do is antagonize Candace. So why would you have to... You couldn't have said nothing else. You had to bring Jeffrey in. That's what I don't like about Candace, is she thinks about her. You didn't think about maybe at least, because Jeffrey ain't got no relationship with his mother, maybe he'll at least want to tell his father about what really went down instead of hearing it from me. So he sounds like a callous mother effing cold ass says hearted murderer, because that's how she made Jeffrey sound. In all in attempts to get under David's skin because he pissed you off. Like, I don't get that about her. You should swing at her like, okay, Jeffrey is a good friend to her or whatever, which because somebody else would have just been like, oh, yep, she's getting choked out, I'm just gonna go. You know what I'm saying? Oscar did it. He ran the F out. Like, are you serious? And this is what you do? This is what you do. After Jeffrey been trying to tell Justin, because Justin already to give you up. He don't like you. He likes Jeffrey. That's why ain't nobody come to arrest you yet, because Jeffrey is telling Justin, please don't. She's my friend. Even though Jeffrey is a little fake for me too, because Jeffrey is more worried about going to jail than him and Candace remaining friends. Period. So if I don't know how if he got immunity and Candace needed a trial or something, he would probably try to help her out. But which I ain't giving up my immunity for you. Period. Just so they both whack and all of that, but Jeffrey is, I think, a little bit more thinking. You know what I'm saying? Because Candace, I'm over it. So yeah, she goes on. So he goes, what fool was dumb enough to help you with that? She goes, your son, Jeffrey Harrington. He goes, Jeffrey would never do that. She goes, your wife's implants were great practice. He's actually really good with a knife. And then he goes, Jeffrey would never go that far. She goes, are you sure? She goes, you better ask him and all that. He goes like, yeah, I will. And then Jim was like, actually, I would like to speak to Miss Young in private for a moment. She goes, oh, so I can give you guys time to call the police? And he goes, oh, that would be great, wouldn't it? She goes, but I don't think David here will. He might want to actually call his son, to check first to see what's going on. Like, why? There was no reason for you to do that. Any other time you find a comeback for David or something, you know what I'm saying? But in this case, you had to bring Jeffrey up. And Wyatt does that too when Veronica was dissing him and all of that. When Veronica was dissing Wyatt, she says something about Wyatt. Like, you're really attached to my son or something like that. And then Wyatt is like, no, actually, that would be your son, Jeffrey. You see how he looks at me, don't you? And just, like, why are you using him as a pawn? Like, if I was Jeffrey, that would just really get on my nerve. Why does my name keep coming up in conversations and I'm not there? And it's throwing me under the bus. Because you're trying to upset my parents. And because that was toward Veronica, and this one was for David. Like, find something else. They ain't perfect. You could have found something else about David. You call him Mr. O. I'm over it. Because we saw she was trying to hold the poker face, but it was breaking. So that was the when he said, who will be dumb enough to help you with that? That was the perfect opportunity. And that's why I was like, David, shut up. All right. Sorry. All right. Got me upset. So yeah, they walk over there. Jim got a couple of martinis in his hand, I guess. So he's like, she goes, so what do you want, Jim? He goes, come on, please. I missed you. And she goes, if you're trying to hold me here till the cops get here, she goes, I'll be long gone. Like, so don't even try it. And he goes, do you have a room here? She goes, no, I don't. And like, again with the face. And he's like, I think that you're lying. And then she goes, no, I'm not. He goes, oh, I have an idea. Why don't we go to your place? And she goes, you mean the one you foreclosed on? And then he's like, yeah, that's the one. He was like, that was a sweet move, wasn't it? She was like, nice move. She goes, what do you want, Jim? He goes, well, he's like, I know you have nothing. The tow yard, the 2 houses, all of it's gone. He was like, so was it worth it? You know how he separates every, like, was it worth it? She goes, yes, it was. It was fun. He goes, it was, wasn't it? He goes, so who you blackmailing now? She goes, nobody. He goes, come on, I know you better than that. She goes, no, actually, you don't. And then he goes, I know you love what I did to you. She goes, and I know you used to love what I did to you. And she looks him up and down. And he goes, I know. He was like, I want you and blah, blah, blah. She goes, no, what you want to do is trap me. He goes, look. He was like, why are you so suspicious? I'm over that. He goes, you tried to get ahead. You failed. You lost. It's done. It's pathetic. Whatever. He's like, why can't you just accept the fact that I want you, you want me, and let's go? And then she's like, but I don't want you ever again. I want nothing to do with you. He's like, you're lying. I can see it in your eyes. And she's like, okay, Jim, like, no. Like, at this point, it was just, he goes, so take the martini. And she goes, I don't want a martini. They're sour. No, they're salty and bitter. He goes, the last time I checked, you like salty and bitter. She goes, yeah, but last time I checked, yours is a little sour. So she goes, actually, I have to really go now, but if you'll excuse me. And then he goes, if you change your mind, I'll be in the bar on call. She goes, I won't. Excuse me. And walks away. All right. David calls Jeffrey, and he goes, Jeffrey, it goes straight to voicemail. He goes, Jeffrey, this is your father. Call me. All right. Then we switch to Benny and Hannah. She in shock. He in shock. And he's like, Mom, can I use your phone? She's just sitting there. She's covered in blood. Like, and so he reaches over, grabs the phone. It's in her purse, and he's like, Mama, can you unlock it for me? So she's just using, like, she's not even there right now. So he gets up. He actually calls Catherine. So she picks the phone. She's like, Hannah, what is it? Like, somebody calling you that late, it's not good. Like, at some certain point, you just like, oh, snap. I know this got to be, you know what I mean? So she was like, Hannah, what is it? Are you okay? And then he goes, Miss Carr. She goes, who is this? He's like, Benny. She goes, where's your mother? Is she okay? Why do you have her phone? And then he goes, my nephew died. And she's like, what? Q? And he's like, yeah, they shot him. They shot him in the head. She goes, you're kidding me. He's like, no. And he's crying and all that. And she goes, what hospital are you at? He's like, we're at St. Claude. St. Claude. Sorry. Somebody's fired because my speech person should have been on deck for this. I shouldn't have just embarrassed myself like that. We're at St. Claude. Okay. She's like, I'm on my way. He's like, all right, thanks. And he actually says, we need your help when he calls her. Then everybody about to be at St. Claude because we see in the preview Justin is going to be there, Catherine is there, Veronica, David is coming, Jeffrey's there, Wyatt is going to be there. I don't know if Candace is going to be down there. I don't know, but it's a full house. So then we switch to Wyatt's loft. Okay, now Anna, this is the rehabilitation lady, walks over to the doctor who's treating Wyatt, and she goes, so what's going on? He's like, his situation has advanced to the worst. I've already given him a dosage 3 times his size. We're not going to be able to treat this here. And then she's like, all right. She's like, why? Come on, we got to go to the hospital. He's like, no, I don't want to go there. She's like, do you want to be in pain? He's like, come on, I just need a little bit of help. Trying to say, come on, just give me a little bit. And she's like, no, we don't do that here. Like, you need to go to the hospital. He's like, I don't want to go there. He's like, come on, man. Do you want to feel like this forever? He's like, nah. He's like, all right, then let's go. So they help him up. They on their way to the hospital. Then we switch to Hannah and Benny. He tries to give her some water. She goes, I don't want any water. And he's like, all right. She goes, they killed him. He's like, I know. She goes, that baby's had a hard life since he got here. And I try to give him a better life. She goes, and this is what happens. He goes, Mama, don't get upset. Don't get mad. She goes, how can you say that to me? She goes, so now you see what I was telling you about her? That girl? She doesn't get it. She just doesn't get it. It's a cycle. Just keeps going round and round. Worse and worse. It's a loop. Life is a loop. Everything comes back. She goes, and I was just trying to stop the cycle before it was too late, but it was too late. And then he goes, she goes, and now that baby is dead. He goes, Mama, can you say that prayer you always say to me? She goes, I don't have nothing to pray for. He goes, don't say that, Mama. Come on. She goes, I don't. He's like, all right, Mama, let's go back. She goes, go where? He's like, back to where we were staying. She goes, no, I can't go there. I can't go there. He's like, I'll clean it up, then we can go. She goes, no, Benny, I can't go back there ever. I don't want to go back there. He's like, okay, Mama. She goes, you could stay right here, okay? I got a few things to do, but I'll be back. And he kisses her, at the side, on her cheek. And that made me want to cry. But I don't cry, so I didn't. But it was close. So then he's trying to hold it together so she doesn't. So he gets up and walks away. And Mitch is actually coming down the hall. And Benny's actually looking like he's about to fall over at one point. Mitch is coming up and he's like, I know, man, I know. He's like, they killed him, man. He's like, and I'm gonna kill him. Mitch, he's like, I'm gonna kill them. They're gonna pay for this. They're gonna pay for this. I swear to God, they're gonna pay. Oh my goodness! I was, you know how you just it just hit you. Like if that was you, that's exactly how you would be. Like that just hit me right now. When he was like, I swear to God, I can't even say that because there's so much passion in it that it's fueling me up right now, and I'm not even going through nothing like that right now. Hopefully, never will. Never wish that on anybody. All right, but he's like, I'm gonna get him. He's like, all right, Benny, calm down. Don't let your mama see you like this. He's like, we're gonna take care of it. Next thing you know, they walking out. All you hear is Mitch. I was like, what? I'm looking around like, is this Freddy versus Jason? What is that? It's Mama Rose. So he turns around. He's like, oh my goodness, why did you bring her here? And it's his brother and this whole mob of Malones. He goes, oh yeah, you think somebody gonna shoot at my brother and I'm not gonna tell her? He's like, she don't got nothing to do with this. Why would you? He's like, tell her what happened. She goes, Mitch, they shot at you. I want to know what happened. He's like, look, don't worry about it. It wasn't supposed to be like that. She goes, I want the name. They cannot shoot at him alone and all this. He goes, no. And then he's not answering because, Mitch is trying to leave that mob life alone. But Benny's like, you know what? F that. Warlock is a dead man. He goes, his name is Warwick Lewis. He usually hangs out by the project, but he's not over there. He's probably somewhere else with his boys and stuff. She goes, all right. He's like, Benny, stop. He goes, you can find him somewhere else. He goes, that's enough, Benny. He goes, no, that's not enough, Mitch. That's not enough. She's like, all right, gets on the phone, starts walking away with the whole mob. She goes, yeah, find me that son of a bee and get me the body of that dead DNA witch, put it in his trunk. And if you can't find him, look everywhere else for him because he cannot mess with them alone. Because I think this town is forgotten. Hangs up the phone and they just walking. You know what I'm saying? The whole mob with you though. Like you got the whole crew and everything. I was like, dang. So she gonna try and frame him. She goes, put the dead DA witch in the back of his trunk. Okay, forget that other fool we was about to pop, who was innocent and just got out of prison. Put it on him. All right. So then we switch to the hospital. Jeffrey's there. Okay. He is sitting there. Veronica comes in later after I guess she puts her wig on and gets dolled up. She comes down to the hospital and she goes, hey, is there any word on the baby? He's like, no. She goes, well, is the baby okay? He goes, I don't know. I haven't heard anything. She goes up to the nurse. She goes, I'm sorry, can we see a doctor? She's like, oh, he's with a lot of patients right now. She's like, I'm sorry, but my top priority is that making sure my unborn grandchild is gonna be okay. So she goes, I understand that, ma'am, but all of our patients are our top priority here. So I'm really sorry about that. She goes, I'm sorry. What's your name? She goes, I'm Nurse Callahan. She goes, oh, Nurse Callahan. I need you to page the doctor for me, okay? Because this is very important. She goes, okay, I can page him for you. She's like, all right, thank you. She goes, when he's done with his other patients. And Veronica goes, I'm curious, how long did you go to nursing school? She goes, excuse me? She goes, I would just hate for all that education to be wasted, and then you're in the line saying, oh my God, like, would you like fries with that? And then so the nurse is looking like she cannot believe what's going on. Like, she can't believe it. She goes, but that's exactly what's going to happen if you don't get me a doctor out here now, because this is very important. Okay? You have 3 minutes from now to get me a doctor, or this job is gone. She goes, oh, she pulls her phone out. She goes, and you are on the clock. Goes to go over by Jeffrey. There's a woman sitting next to Jeffrey. She goes, excuse me, I need to sit next to my son. So the lady screw faces her, then gets up, not believable, because I would have been like, what you gonna do if I don't? You know what I'm saying? Like, at least challenge her, you know? So the lady gets up, moves on the other side of Jeffrey. And by the way, if my camera acts up after this, y'all, I'm just about to upload it like this. So in advance, it's your girl J to J. Peace. Okay, and I'm gonna upload a second half because I'm not about to restart this. I'm 51 minutes in and now it's acting funny. So the lady sits on the other side of Jeffrey. And she goes, you really shouldn't sit there either. This is a private conversation. Like, you need to move. And then she screw faces her again and gets up. He was like, you just can't do it, can you? She's like, do what? He goes, not be a witch. She goes, apparently that's what my son is trying to be at this moment. And he's like, what? You know, he's just like, I can't even do this. I don't want to talk to you right now. She was like, well, you don't have a choice because